Your team is not doing the right things. You have problems attracting the right team members. They don't stay with you for long. Or you're not attracting the right clients with your offer or not enough of them. Does that sound familiar? Then chances are you have problems with the vision, the values, and the fundamentals of your company. In this one, we're going to dive into that, how to set this up properly, make sure it runs properly throughout your whole business, and how to use that to scale the most efficient way possible. Hey, this is Kilian. A lot of you guys have heard about the importance of having proper company values, having a vision, having clear goals and a strong offer, and communicating all these things throughout your business. But many people that we see, a lot of agency owners, business owners we work with, don't really have that properly set up, and if they have some of it, it's not properly communicated in the team, and they're not living in line with these values that they think they have, and then they have all these problems that team members are not doing what they should be doing, they're leaving too early, or they have even problems really differentiating their business from other offers out there, or also attracting right A players for their team. That's why we're going to dive into a super nice framework that you can implement for yourself right now with a good template, good exercises how to set this up. So let's get started. Now let's dive right into it. This is our vision and values module here, and a lot of this comes from the book Traction. Highly recommend this book by Gino Wickman and this whole library of books. Super good stuff. So a lot of it is from there. Check out the book. This is a vision and traction organizer that he mentions in the book, and this will help you set a clear foundation for your company. And what we did is we created here a Notion template from this to make sure that you can, in one way, in an easy way, set up your whole company foundation. So what we're going to dive into is defining your core values, communicate them and making sure they run properly throughout your business and organization, establishing your mission and niche so you can separate yourself from your other competitors out there, clear 5 to 10 year target. Who's your avatar in your market? What are your 3 uniques? We see people a lot of struggling with that. What differentiates them from other offerings? Clear promise, clear guarantee to use in the marketing, and what's the proven process to give people and their clients results. And then from there, once you have clarity on this vision here, you break down the 3-year picture, future date, revenue, profit measurables. What does it look like? And then you create what they call traction, which is a 1-year plan, break that down into quarterly rocks and describe your issues. With that set up, if you want that, you can comment below or send us a message so we can give you some of these templates here so you can easily fill that out yourself. So let's go into the exercises here. We have that here lined up for you guys. And so why do you need the vision is because you need to communicate properly where your organization is going and how it's going to get there. You need to make that simple. Your leadership team and everyone in your team on the same page. Because this will be something that attracts A players. A players don't want to just, work for money. That's also important, but they also want to be feeling like they're making growth. They have a career path. The company is going somewhere, right? They have clear goals. Super important. And so part of that is also your core values. What is important inside the company? What are the behaviors we expect? A lot of people get that wrong. They think values are something that, are almost like a goal, but values are actually the sum of little behaviors that make up your team. So we give you some examples in a second, but think about it like this. What are the values that you have already inside your company from the best people and the top performers? Because these will be the people that show the behaviors that you want to have more often, and these are the underlying values in your company. Okay, most of companies have something like this sometimes defined, but we see our clients. We did a workshop, a retreat the other week, and they have that somewhere defined. It's somewhere in some documentation, somewhere in some file, but nobody really remembers these values, lives them. It's not really reinforced. So they need to be communicated, and you're living them as an organization. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. So here we have a complete exercise, how you can define these values, why they are important. So it's not only company culture, attract A players, weed out non-fit people that can destroy your whole performance if they are in your company. And they will actually make a guideline who's a good fit and not, and make sure your company runs more smoothly and you get out of the operation. So you have to hire, fire, review and reward and recognize people in line with the values. And here's a very cool exercise. We did this actually at our retreat. If you clone these 3 people who are really good, that would lead you to market domination. If you just have these people on your team who would that be? Ideally from your company, if you have some killers already. But if you had to clone other people, who would that be? And then you write down what characteristics they have. What are their qualities? Why did you put them on the list? And make the long list, make the list to see all the possibilities. And to give you some examples, usually you will see things like that. They take massive action, they fastly implement, they're hungry for achievement, they take ownership. So there's a lot of things that usually could be the place. And then you add your own ideas here. And I encourage you to do this with your team. Sit down with your team, with your leadership team, write down who are the people we need, everybody brainstorms. And then you have a list of, like 20, 30 bullets here or more. And then you break it down to 15. You circle the ones that are essential, cross the ones that are not, and combine similar ones together. And then from there, what you will do is you will then create the most important values and summarize them. So your goal is to narrow it down to 3 to 6, ideally 5 or less. So to give you some example, it could be something like this. Our values are highest standards, full ownership, constant improvement, efficiency, practice what we preach. Okay. Other ideas would be simplicity, massive action, continuous learning, and so on. Have fun, right? Depending on what's really important at your company, what you want to have. Ideally, you want to have like 5 or so and not so many, and that will make it easier. Then once you have that, then there's a few exercises I like to go through. So these are our values here. We always add emojis because then it's easier to recognize people on Slack and connect an emoji to the value and then have this visual representation. So a diamond for standards, full ownership, that's from the Navy SEALs. Constant improvement is chart, efficiency. Superman, we practice what we preach, right? Have good habits ourselves. Positive attitude, like something that represents the value. And then from there, you will create as the owner a Loom video, giving more context to each value. And inside the value, give examples of where you are living the value. You always want to think, okay, what is an example that can happen on a daily and weekly basis that I could reward someone to? So for example, I could say people produce high quality work, are punctual in the meetings, go the extra mile with our clients, are over delivering. These are specific examples where I can say on the weekly meeting, hey, this person really over delivered for our clients. We have this win. Shout out to you, highest standards, and drop an emoji and so on. And later you can give points and rewards with some Slack bots and so on to really reinforce the culture, right? But you need to celebrate people and reward people for that. And then they also, living in line with that more, with the value you want to have. So you would explain this in more detail, give examples how they can live. And then you go ahead and you give stories and so on and give examples when you create that Loom video. And then you put all of that into the onboarding. And when new people come on board, what's going to happen is you tell them that and they directly in line with that. And then in the future, once you have the values, you will also use them in the hiring process to directly screen people. And you will make sure that they directly should give their thoughts when they come on board on why they will live in line with that and why are they a good fit for that. So you're already pre-screening for your values and the behaviors you expect before you hire someone. Show them in your hiring playbook. You can even put that on your company career page. That's what we do. And show that when you hire in the job post, and then screen also in the application form for it and in the interview process. More on that in our video on hiring, okay? And then from there, you explain how you're going to make sure these values are lived by. Team meetings, Slack, okay? So there's many examples. So the sixth step is to incorporate into your hiring process. Application should filter for all of that interview process. That's why skill is important, but you need to ask for that culture fit. You need to screen already before this in a 10-15 minute call before you go into all the technical interviews. Super important. And then this is what a lot of people forget is they don't put that into their company home and they don't make it easily accessible for everybody. So that's why you have this explanation loom and put it in your company home. We have templates for this as well that you can duplicate. Comment below and let us know if you want them. And then from there, you can reinforce them. Good idea is to have a picture on your office walls or give feedback and shout outs in your meetings and also refer to them when making decisions. Okay, and there's a cool tool, the Karma bot we use ourselves, which helps you actually implement and reinforce them and make a game out of it. So this is the whole foundation, knowing your values, because then from there, the next exercises are your core focus, your target market, and more. Okay, so we're gonna go through those briefly, and the rest you can have and do yourself if you want the template, and comment template below. So core focus is all about why your organization exists, almost like provide top 1% email marketing for DFC e-com brands in that market or to that niche, okay? That's always key. Like, what's the mission and the vision for you? Why do you exist? So it's more focused on the mission first. These are the checklists that you have here. For example, turn health and fitness brands into market leaders in the e-com sector, right? So, or even in your local Scandinavian market. There's many ideas. But why is that important? To quickly empower people that want to come to your company, what your mission is, so they feel like, yeah, that's epic. They want to be part of that. Super important to have that. And then include your niche. Then 10-year target. Super important to have these big, hairy, audacious goals. Specific target should be super big, should be like your vision almost. And it should create passion and excitement. Cool examples are achieve that million in revenue by that, or sell that many products by that, sell 1 billion products by 2030. Or and then you can say, we are on a mission to turn health and fitness brands into market leaders. And our vision is to sell 1 billion fitness products by 2030. Boom, right? Epic. Or help sell these products. And then you have like a super strong, nice vision with where you want to have a specific number that you want to achieve, product sold, offices expanded, schools funded, charity projects, million in revenue or billions achieved, right? Really strong motivating vision. And then the mission describes why you exist. What exactly do you do to achieve that vision? And then from there, you go into the marketing strategy, which is all about your target market and avatar. So this has to be super clearly defined if you're an agency owner, even if you're another owner, if you're a brand owner. And then this is the thing that a lot of people struggle with, your 3 uniques. So what makes you different? What do you do better? We see a lot of agency owners struggle with that, and it's important to differentiate yourself. And I think a lot of things you can differentiate yourself is by looking, first of all, what track record do you have with existing clients? What are your best clients? Ask them. Usually you should ask your customers what they think, makes you better. And usually what we hear is that a lot of our agency owners, they are just working with their clients for very long because they're doing a very good job. And this is something you can communicate, that on average in the industry, people stay with clients, businesses stay with their agency for that many months. And you can say we do on average that long, right? And shows exactly how much people enjoy our work and the results we've generated for them. And specific niche expertise, if you focus on a specific niche, that's always important. And then maybe you had even experience being in the same position of the businesses that you serve as an agency, right? So try to ask your client and what sets you apart, and from there create these 3 differentiators that make you different. And usually you can get this by looking at numbers, how long clients stay with you, revenue generated, specific experience for years, or results you have generated. And then finally is you need that promise and guarantee. A lot of clients we have as agency owners, they come to us and they say, yeah, we help people with SEO or recruiting or whatever, but they don't really clearly can communicate attractive what the promise is. For example, we help you get 20% increase in conversion rate by or we work for free until you do. Or, we increase your ROAS by guaranteed, or we work for free, or money back. Or we get you that many clients in or money back, It needs to be much more attractive so that it can even convert on cold email. And this is how you get much more predictable process going than if you were just to do it by referral and word of mouth. And then the final thing is your proven process. This is, for example, from $100 million offers, the naming of how you deliver your service to make this sound very attractive when you represent that. And then once you have all of that in place, then you go into your 3-year picture where you define your annual revenue profit, what the measure for success is, how your company will look like. And then you break this down into a 1-year plan, into quarterly milestones and rocks, and define the issues that you have that you need to be solving to address that. If you want this template, just comment below and we'll make sure to hook you up with that so you can go through the exercise and fill this out here for yourself. And again, also check out the book Traction, is also very nice, which has a lot of these ideas and tools as well. This wraps up the vision and values. Just go through these simple exercises, define it for yourself together with your leadership team, and make sure this is properly implemented and communicated, because only that way are you properly dialed in, where you attract the right team members, keep them long term, and you set yourself apart as a company where you are also able to attract the best clients for you. If you want more help with that, let us know in the comments, and I'm curious as well, have you defined your vision and values, and what was the easiest way for you to make sure that this is actually being lived inside your business? Comment below. I'm curious to see your best tips and what you've come up with. If you want help with scaling your agency to over 100K per month without being stuck in your operations, by making your processes, your team, and your execution more efficient, then we can definitely help. Go to kilianmarker.com and apply for your free consultation call with me, where we'll come up with a game plan on how to achieve all of that. That being said, click on subscribe to see more of these videos, and see you on the next episode.